That's Sourdough Sam.
No, Sourdeath Sam.
Sourdeath Sam.
Sourdough Sam.
Sourdeath Sam.
Disrespect to Sourdeath Sam will not continue.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming in the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free?
Yes, sir.
And the home of the
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
Can you guys hear me now? Were you guys just only hearing sound effects? I have 15 people in here and you guys didn't hear anything I said? That's lit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes,
Can you hear me now? I need some comments. There you are. All right. Wow. Okay. Well, that's fucking humiliating. Well, I'll just kind of share everything I said one more time because now we got everyone in here. Yeah. So I think Nick BOSA is one of the few people that can show up and really execute at the last minute. He's one of a kind, and I'm pretty impressed by the fact that he's probably going to walk away with a stack. I think that's pretty incredible. I'm also just astonished that you guys just all hung in there while I didn't have audio. Love you for that. Love you for that. Well, we got a great show today. We have two very special guests that are coming on. I'm waiting to see them pop in at the bottom. When they show up, we'll kind of get them going. But I'm really excited for this game. I feel like the momentum is here, and no audio and no shirt. That's how I roll, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's how I roll, baby.
Yes, yes, sir.
Oh, God. We're just real fast and loose, baby. You know what freedom costs? It costs you $170 million with $122.5 million guaranteed. That's what freedom costs. And I think we're all really excited about it. I would pay for that freedom a million times over. There's something really generational about this player. I think we all know it. And let's just not pussyfoot around. I would like to have a conversation with Parag Mara. You know, back at the schoolyard, bring your lunch money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
I don't like his tone. I don't like the way he talks to our star players. I feel like we end up paying the player whatever I thought we were going to pay them. And yet we go through this, like, you know, pageantry, and it never feels like it does anything other than piss the players off and demoralize all the other players who are about to go get a contract. So that's how I feel about that. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Let's go. All right, guys. Well, did you guys at least hear the national anthem? Were you guys a part of that? Did you get that moment? I hope so. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful moment for me. You know what else is a beautiful moment? The fact that we are about to enter the football season. Let's talk about it. Life sucks without football on. It's like you're getting half of the fun that life is supposed to provide you. I'm supposed to sit there on Sundays and do nothing. I'm supposed to look at my phone, and I'm supposed to believe that my fantasy team is going to win, and it will never, ever. But the fact that I can believe is enough for me. We got Kyle 5000 coming in a minute. Javier Vega, who, by the way, is a legend. Javi, I love you, and you are a trailblazer, and I appreciate you being here. But speaking of fantasy, I don't want to lose audio again. I love you guys too much. We're still figuring this out, baby. It's like show number 5. I'm going to put baby in the corner. Let's see. I'll go right here, guys. Maybe poke my little head out. Hello. Okay, fuck me. Anyways, Sourdeath Sam's $5 pick'em. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm trying to get money, and I know you are too. And for $5, this is who I think is going to walk away with W's this weekend. Got Rashad White, Christian McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes. You could check where I picked him. I think you'd agree. And for $5, you can get in on this action. Now, this was a special. I know Patrick Mahomes getting what does that say? Like 0.5 yards? Something ridiculous. It's all bonus. But you know he's going to get it. Unless he, we actually can't guarantee anyone's going to be alive on Sunday. But this seems like easy money. And every week I'm going to be doing this. So be on the lookout for that because I'm kind of into that. I'm kind of into just like, I don't understand the people who like bet $5,000 to win like 300. That's like terrifying. Any team can collapse. No team goes 16-0 or 17-0 now. It always scares me. So I like the parlays. I like when I can put a little something in, like the whole season. I could spend something like maybe $100, something like that. And I still have the chance to walk away with like $100 each week. You strike gold 2 weeks, bada bing, bada boom. Feeling good. Guys, again, I'm sorry if I burp on camera. I'm not trying to be like crass, like this butt heavy. I have not done this in a long time. Oh, I have a promo code. I'm so bad at this. Hey guys, bit.ly/Sourdeath Sam. Simple enough, right? I don't want to give you a long, complicated URL. That's for fucking nerds. You guys aren't nerds. You're savages.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
bit.ly/Sourdeath Sam. Go put your $5 bet in. Let's see what you got. Let's win some money. Buy me something nice for my birthday or for Christmas. Anyways, we got a Pasquini and we got Jason Aponte, and they're coming on very soon. And apparently he's having trouble. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. This is crazy. Hold on. I got these guys. I know what's going on. Guys, this is my fault. How's your day going? Let me know in the comments. We are playing this real fast and loose, baby. I don't give a fuck, dude. It is BOSA day. BOSA day. Feels good, man. Let me send this link over. I want you guys to tell me how your week is going in the comments because it's called public access. I want this to feel like it's a journey for both of us. Let me see. Oh, we got some people saying how their week's going. Let's check it out. We got Zachary Greer, who has the worst food takes, but he's such a mensch. He's just such a good guy. It's better. Hold on. I'll let the audience finish. It's better now that I finally got to attend your live video. Hey, brother. I love you, man. I'm glad you're here. We got another. My BP is down finally. Blood pressure because of the BOSA news. Hey, brother. Me too. Jason Aponte. Ooh, you look incredible. You look incredible. And I can't wait for everyone to see it as soon as these awful links that I sent you start working. And we got Zach Greer again. Jason, you are incredible. Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. Look at all this just American camaraderie. And this is all because Nick Bosa signed a NFL record extension. You got to love it. You got to love this camaraderie. You got to love everything that's going on. And you know what? There's another thing that happened this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kyle 5000 starting to make moves on the internet. Kyle 5000. Look, I told Kyle, I said, don't go on Twitter, dude. This shit sucks. You don't want any part of this. Awful people. Well, they're amazing people, but it's awful discourse. And at some point, they're gonna turn on you. But he said, Patrick, Sourdeath Sam, shut up. I want to go on Twitter. So I said, okay. And sure enough, he made his way. He figured it out. I told him not to do it. I took away his keyboard and he figured it out. So what do you think? Should I bring him on? I don't know, guys. Audience, what do you guys think? Ah, Jesus Christ. I got to bring him on. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can boot him up. He's one of those old computers that like take forever to boot up. So I don't know. Let me see if I can get him. Hey, Kyle 5000, are you awake, buddy? How you doing?
I'm here and ready to go. What's on your mind?
Oof. A lot's on my mind, buddy. Listen, we just signed Nick BOSA. How do you feel about this? Does this take any pressure off of you at all?
Absolutely relieved about Nick Bosa's extension. He's a cornerstone player for us. But I've got to say, I'm a bit frustrated with John and Parag for how long it took. Anyway, stoked about having Andrew and Jason on the show today.
Yes, sir.
They're cool dudes.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Hey, yo, fuck Parag. John, he's okay. He's kind of charming in like a weird, like, kind of like youth pastor kind of way. But I don't know. I'm feeling good. Do you think we walk away with a W in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh's always a challenge, but I believe in our team. We've prepped well. Let's hope for that W. And yeah, John has his unique charm.
He's got his unique charm. You gotta, ladies and gentlemen, Kyle 5000. What a fucking guy, man. He's the best. All right, guys. Enough of me. Let's bring in some friends. Because what could be better than celebrating today with a fine group of gentlemen who happen to be far more handsome than me, far more handsome than anyone deserves to be, but God liked them a lot. And they said, you know what? Let's make them handsome. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Pasquini, Jason Aponte.
Wow.
First of all, Patrick, Sourdeath Sam, or whoever this young man that's in front of me that is drinking a Budweiser, how dare you say that either of us are more handsome than you?
Yeah.
And also, Kyle knows our name?
Oh, yeah, dude. He likes you guys.
Really?
Yeah, he likes you guys a lot. Basically, the only one he doesn't fuck with is Grant. I like Grant.
Well,
I mean, Grant's hella nice to me, man. Grant, let me tell you something, and I think you guys know this too. Grant's a very good guy in person. Like, Grant's his own lane. Grant does his own lane of journalism. Sometimes I agree, sometimes I don't. But Kyle fucking hates him. Kyle fucking hates him.
Yes, sir.
Can't stand him.
Yes,
but he likes you
sir.
guys, and he likes Rich a lot because Rich watches a lot of tape too.
Rich does watch a lot of tape, and I wish I could be more like Rich and watch that tape, Patrick. I miss Mr. Sam. I apologize. I wanted to make sure I matched the dress code.
Oh, my dude.
I brought these guys
yes,
out. What's the word? What's the fancy word? They're fancy, so I can't really see the screen I'm wearing them on.
Oh, polarized?
Polarized. There we go. We're selling sunglasses here.
Oh, yeah,
but no,
dude.
I'm very excited, very honored to be here. I don't know if I can follow up Kyle 5000 at all, but I'm really looking forward to the opportunity to do so.
Oh, dude. Well, you guys are the show. I mean, me and Kyle, whatever. He's like my like college roommate. Oh, dude. Yeah.
Fucking vibes.
Yes,
Debo
sir.
Oh,
The Debo
damn.
Oakleys, I never wore them before. If this is where we were going, you could have told me before.
Bro.
I didn't know this is where we were going, but I watched State of the Franchise earlier today, and our guy Brad Graham had them on. Mr. Sam has them on over there, so I figured just match the dress code. I guess this is what we're running with today.
Bro, it just hit me. Like, I heard the news today, and I was like, this is a special occasion. I got to do something. And I was like, oh, I got the overalls. And then I was like, ooh, I got the baseball player shades. I have the racist Twitter user shades. And I've got the fucking American flag beanie, man. Let's go. So I had to go in. And then the Bud Heavy. Let me tell you something. This is how happy I am about this Nick Bosa signing. I don't even have the calorie allowance for this. Like, I'm on a weight cut right now. Like, I'm trying to get my Sourdeath freshest. And I was like, I looked at the calories on the back of this bitch, and I was like, did this for you, Bosa. So I specific, yeah. So you know the vibes. I had to go in on it.
I'm having a blast already.
Yes, sir.
I'm having a blast already. This is the best show ever.
Yeah, no, this has been the most electric 3 minutes of my day. I don't know how we're gonna top this already.
Let me tell you. All right, well, before we get it, there's a lot of shit we gotta talk about, but I really want to say to like those who are not like familiar, like these are my fucking guys. Like everyone who I've had on the show so far has had like an important part of my like will I or won't I like make content journey, and I think about quitting all the time. For the record, like every week I'm like, nah, this is I don't know if everyone's gonna fucking hate me. But you guys are such a critical piece of the puzzle of like why I feel so invested in this universe. And having met both of you, you are as cool, if not extraordinarily cooler than people even think you are. So I'm grateful, man. Thank you for coming on the show. I told you guys
we love you.
I told you guys on text,
man.
This is a long time coming.
No, we love you, man, and we've always believed in you. The creativity and everything that you bring to the space was always there, and I'm just excited to watch you continue grow, man. Like I really am.
I appreciate it. And look at us. Hey, look at us, man. Look at. I can't wait to get the screenshot of this, dude. Just everyone look at the camera for 1 second, so we can just have one beautiful moment. All right, enough bullshit. Let's get into fucking talking sports.
JKBG is cooking again. First of all, he said that. What is it? How much percent? What is it? How much percent of the beard oil? 75% of the world's beard oil supply goes to us three guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I used a heavy dollop today to look. Or last night, I used a heavy dollop last night to try and look as good as I could for the podcast today.
Dog.
Oh yeah.
It's
and
appreciated.
I got the part before the season started added there at the top. You know, I'm trying to spice it up, change things up a little bit.
Hey, you're always fresh, dude. I knew this was gonna like, I don't know. We're gonna start melting the servers over at Google, dude. This is just too spicy for the internet. All right, order in the court. Ray McHealthy. How we feel about this, dude? I mean, look, people I think overlook this because we have Nick Bosa news in the mix, and we'll get to that. I kind of like to save, some of the good stuff for later, but this is good stuff too, man. We got Ray McLeod. He's cleared for takeoff. What kind of role do we think he's going to play besides just kick returner?
To me, I think kick return's probably the spot he's at. I'm actually currently writing my confidence in each position group, and I mentioned a lot about Ronnie Bell giving me confidence in that fourth wide receiver spot. I think Ronnie Bell played really well in the preseason. I don't think I'm the only one who thinks that. I think Ray McLeod at this point, he's probably going to be in that conversation for fourth receiver, and Jason might have a differing opinion on this than I do. But I really think Ronnie Bell played himself into that spot. So I think Ray McLeod's spot right now is punt kick return, which is fine by me because something that we don't talk about a lot because there's a lot of quarterback issues to talk about is the Niners really haven't had a consistent kick punt returner since Ted Ginn, since Allen Rosum. I mean, he was only here for a year or two. So to be able to try and solve that would probably be really nice. Ray McLeod had some success, varying levels of success last year. Him being back healthy, Jason was bewildered by the eight-week timeline that he seemed to just absolutely kill, and he's ready to go for Sunday. But yeah, I think personally, kick return, punt return's a spot for him right now. We'll see how things happen.
Totally. Jason?
I'm not going to bury the lead here. Ray McLeod is here for one fucking thing, and that's revenge. Revenge on the Pittsburgh Steelers for shooing him to the side. And it's not about punt return. It's not about him being a wide receiver 4. Kyle Shanahan is 100% concerned about the vibes. Home opener, Pittsburgh Steelers are ready to go. They're the first time they've had a home opener in a ton. You know how you counteract that? Ray fucking Cloud is here to get revenge with a broken wrist and get revenge on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I think we're burying the lead. Andrew comes at this very logically, as he usually does. Me, I'm a big vibes guy. The vibes are immaculate now. Bosa's back. McLeod is all of a sudden healthy after he was supposed to be done after 8 weeks. This is no coincidence. This is now Kyle Shanahan playing 5D chess and saying, Ray, I know you want to kick their ass, and I don't care if you're healthy enough or if your wrist is good enough, but I need you out there just for the vibes, man. And this is exactly what this is. Kyle Shanahan again.
Ooh, brother, Ray out for the blood. I fucking love it, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because at the end of the day, you know these players live for that shit. When it comes to these revenge games, they just want to just smack a motherfucker in the face, and that's what's gonna happen. I feel it, dude. Like you know he's back. You know he circled this date. You know what I mean? Like he probably wanted this more than anything. Because if I was a player, I would too. You know what I mean? Like this is real. Like these players get pissed off when teams don't believe in them anymore. And you better believe Ray is coming for blood. So very, very happy for our boy. Looking forward to seeing him do his thing.
Best number on the team, too, number 3, by the way.
100%. Steal our thunder. Do you think that the Steelers might walk away with the victory? And what in Kyle Shanahan's history maybe leads to that conclusion?
This feels like a Jason Aponte question. I think
I'll be quick. I think you guys really know. The 49ers, even when they win games during the Kyle Shanahan era in week 1, it's not pretty. And there's a little bit of rust. And does that have to do with preseason not playing? Does it have to do with maybe Kyle getting in his bag a little bit more? I know everybody's going to point to the Lions game and say, well, they scored 38 points. Yeah, well, they gave up 32 points in like the last 3 minutes of that game and nearly like gave it up. Like they were just not sharp all the way through. You even look back to 2019 when the 49ers won 6 straight games. They were lackluster to open the season on offense. Funny enough, week 2 against the Pittsburgh Steelers is when they kicked up. The Steelers have a chance to walk away victorious, but I have to say I feel a ton better because Nick Bosa is going to be playing in this game, man. Like I would have been absolutely scared. Even if Nick Bosa plays 50% of the snaps, 60% of the snaps, I still feel better about this game. I do think Brock Purdy's actually going to play well in this game. Will the Steelers walk away victorious? Nah, man, we vibing today. I'm not going to be out here doom and gloom and saying that the Steelers are going to win this game. If Nick Bosa wasn't playing in this game, it's pretty easy. I would be like, listen, Steelers, I think they're going to find a way to get this done. But I do think that now Nick Bosa's there. And I think for the first time in a long time, in the longest time, the 49ers are going to have 22 starters that were projected to be starters actually playing with no injuries. George Kittle's going to play. Everybody's going to play. 22 starters on both sides of the ball. That's something that's unheard of. I mean, it really is. So right now, the vibes are through the roof. Are we vibing because of Nick Bosa? Yeah. But also, Nick Bosa is a very good football player, and that's why you should be confident in this one.
Yeah, I was ready to come with all the doom and gloom stats that Jason Aponte talked about, and then the news came across about Nick Bosa signing his contract. And honestly, I'm feeling a 4-touchdown victory on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers just based off of the vibes. Maybe even a 17-point victory, just so it's $170 million, 17-point victory. Who knows? Maybe there's some synchronicities there. But yeah, the vibes are immaculate. Listen, we know Jason Aponte, he's talked about it ad nauseum. The Niners struggle week 1. This might be the best team the Niners have faced in week 1 in a while. I mean, you think about last year, the Bears, they stunk. The Lions in 2021, that was Dan Campbell and his biting the kneecaps era. They stunk. The Niners almost lost that one. Go back to 2020. The Cardinals, I know the Cardinals had a lot of excitement around them, but Cliff Kingsbury was their quarterback. They stunk. And we're talking about a 1-2 record in those 3 games. But In none of those games did Nick Bosa come off signing a massive extension. Vibes weren't as immaculate. Vibes weren't as high. We're feeling good, and hopefully Jared Bailey's watching, brother, so he can hear me say it. Niners, they're beating the Steelers on Sunday by at least 17. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yes. That's what I'm fucking talking about, dude. Whoops, wrong one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey man, I'm excited too. I got a trigger finger, wrong sound effect, wrong vibe.
Real quick. Jared Bailey, who I love, and I think
the horniest dude on Twitter.
I know. I'm gonna invite him on the Sprint Right Option podcast. I think on Friday. I think we're gonna have Jared Bailey join, so we can have a crossover with somebody. But Jared Bailey is infamous for his "I'll eat the shirt" thing, but now he hasn't learned from that experience, and he says if the Las Vegas Raiders win 12 games, he's going to tattoo Jimmy Garoppolo on his body. And then today he says if the New England Patriots are better than the Buffalo Bills, he's going to run around Gillette Stadium in his underwear. Jared Bailey, if you're watching, I love you, buddy. You've got to stop this. There are things outside of your control that will make these things happen because you keep tempting fate. I love you, man, but you had to eat the shirt.
Yes,
you had to eat the shirt. And he asked me, he goes, in what world are the Bills not going to be better than the Patriots? And I said, so injuries don't exist? Josh Allen couldn't be injured. Stephon Diggs can't be injured. Like that. Those things are possible. Stop saying things like this and putting yourself in this position.
He's got to really start. Stop. He's got to start putting contracts to these so he can say, hey, I'll run around Gillette Stadium in my boxers. But if Josh Allen gets hurt, I null and void. I think that's the safest way to do it, right? I'll do that. I'll make that bet. I'll say I'll run around in my underwear around Gillette Stadium if the Patriots are better than the Bills. But
you might do it even not. Even not. Like if someone asked you, I think you'd do it.
Listen, if I'm in that Boston area, you never know. But if Josh Allen gets hurt, null and void, I'm not doing it.
Don't you get the feeling like I'm glad you brought this up. I feel like there's like a little bit of like a masochist situation here. Like he's intentionally walking himself into traps where like he probably won't have it happen, but then he's still tempting fate anyways. And the fact that he already had to eat a damn shirt and he's going in on this again makes you think like maybe he's a glutton for punishment. He is very horny. It is tracking.
Patrick,
I'm just saying,
we
Jared Bailey. I see you, bro. Hey, and I'm not king shaming. Like, if you want to,
we don't yuck yums here.
Yeah, we don't yuck yums. You know what I'm saying? Just like,
what the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I just said it because he said it.
You don't yuck. I learned that in freshman year sex ed class. We had a teacher who said, "Hey, anonymous questions, but like don't like be weird when there's an anonymous question from somebody else. Don't yuck other people's yums."
Preach.
So
preach.
The thing is, you know what? I really had something good to say and I lost it just based on like.
That's what I do, baby. I derail, dude.
I put Jason Aponte. I put myself in a mindset for this of like sprint right after dark. We're gonna get a little weird.
Yeah, dude. Yes,
sir. Through that.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys just diminishing your brand on my behalf.
Not diminishing, uplifting, and growing.
You don't have to lie to me.
No, man. Hey, look. All right. Let's be clear. Andrew Pasquini is the one that's always telling me, hey, man, we like Spicy Aponte, but dial that shit back a little bit, man. Like, now I get to be a little bit more unfeathered. Just a little bit.
We're wearing sunglasses. It is, I can't see the clock. I'm assuming 10:30 Jason Aponte time. And he's in his room wearing sunglasses right now. We're feeling great.
Dude, I feel like this is like the witching hour for Jason. Like, this is when his little, like, the wolf inside him is like,
oh, I mean,
this is when people get unblocked.
10:30, I come alive. I come alive in the nighttime. Like, and the summer's technically not over because it's 86 degrees outside right now at 10:30 for some reason here.
80 here.
Man, Jesus. I like how we're only on like the second topic, dude. This is great. I just, can I just sleep in the corner of like sprint right option, like a dog who runs around too much and wake up
anytime.
I appreciate
Axel,
it.
do not call me a thought. I am not a thought.
I didn't say that.
Axel said in the comments, I am not a thought anymore.
I need to do better at like opening up these comments. Like I'm very new here.
There's
All
so
right,
many
let's
good
see.
ones there. Like Axel's a big guy on our stream
Yeah.
too. JKBG, same thing. There you go. Read
Hey,
that
yo,
one.
if
Go.
Bosa gets 20 sacks this year, I'm gonna kick Ron DeSantis in the nuts. Hey, bro, let's go. Because you know his ass is not going to be running for president, dude. He's going to be like, you know he knows the deal now. Like, he's going to run for Senate at best. He's like, he got outed, dude. I'm not going to go into politics, but even Republicans would agree, dude. They'd be like, dude, this dude is clearly like, has like the charisma of a fucking executive on an elevator who's late to a meeting. All right, let's see. We got Randy Daytona, the homie. You guys are almost as cool as Worcester Wild Dude. As the Worcester Wild Dude. I don't know who he is, but I think he has to fight me on live for supremacy. We got one last one. JKBG. Global warming is just vibes. Dude, kinda. It's like hot. It makes things hotter.
It's not like it's September and I had to take my daughter to school today and it was 97 degrees for some reason.
Bro.
It's like the hottest day of the year.
I'm not even. Yeah, this is gonna go in awesome directions. But I went to LA. That shit was humid. I was like,
Yeah.
I lived out here for 10 years. Quit playing with me. Yeah, no, I'm serious. It's wild. Anyways, let's move on to let's talk about Bosa, man. Enough. We've been teasing these boys for too long. Let's talk about this Nick Bosa contract. Did any of you guys have a feeling that this was going to go catastrophically wrong?
Josh Rosen got me concerned, yeah, because I just like to read the internet and believe everything I see. So I was a little nervous. I think that coincided with some nervousness. I was pretty confident, Jason, up until about 2 weeks ago, maybe, is when I was like, "Ugh, this feels really bad." But I didn't think it was going to last more than I think. Because I did the research. You want to hear one of my doom and gloom stats that I had ready to go just in case? If Bosa had not played, Cleveland Farrell and Drake Jackson have a combined 13 sacks in 72 games. Nick Bosa had 18 and a half and 16 last year. Like that's the drop. I think it would have been very quick for the 49ers to realize how important Nick Bosa was to this defense. Am I happy it happened today? Absolutely, because I get to wake up Sunday 10 a.m. I'm going to roll out of bed at 9:55, and I'm going to get to watch Nick Bosa chase down some Steelers quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett is his name. I forgot his name for a second. But yeah, there was definitely. Well, that's the thing. You and Brad were talking about it. I haven't had a chance to look into the Steelers much this week because my life has been consumed by Nick Bosa, and that's just what it is. So tonight, tomorrow, we're going to dive into that Steelers stuff. I got an article to write. But I think the concern, obviously, I think if you weren't concerned as of this morning before the news came out, I think you're a liar. I think there was plenty of concern going into it today. Obviously, no more concern, but there was definitely a lot of concern.
Jason?
I think, honestly, man, I wasn't concerned at all. And I was one of those people like, man, they'll get it done. They'll get it done. I think my concern grew, and then it turned into panic when I saw the unofficial depth chart. And I saw Drake Jackson and Cleveland Farrell and Austin Bryant, and I was like, oh, shit. This is not good at all. Like we understand that there's going to be a drop-off from Nick Bosa to anybody, but the drop-off from no Nick Bosa to just Drake Jackson vibes, Cleveland Farrell, Chris Kosurik might got to jump out there. That scared the shit out of me, man, and it really did. And again, I was super concerned. I thought this was going to go past week one. I wrote an article today that aged piss poor, in which I said, what's more likely to happen? Can the 49ers win without Nick Bosa, or will the 49ers lose even if Brock Purdy plays well? And I know there's no such thing as defensive end wins, but the fact remains that when Nick Bosa plays football, the team is 37-14. Mm-hmm. And when Brock Purdy plays and starts a game and finishes it, they've never lost. So something's got to give here, right? Mm-hmm. But when you look at that defensive line and the rush, right? And you think about, okay, Nick Bosa occupies his own air, right? Like to the point where you've got to watch him. And now Javon Hargrave gets an advantageous situation. Now Eric Armstead gets to cook on his own, right? When he's not there, it's like, well, just make sure that those guys don't beat you, and you're good. No disrespect to Cleveland Farrell, and I know we all think that Drake Jackson's going to take a step, but at the same time, you still got to look at them like, let them beat you. Like, don't let the other guys beat you. And that's when my concern grew. But then the vibes went right through the roof around 4 o'clock when the Adam Schefter tweet came across, and I was just like, all right, we're straight. Super Bowl back on. 17-0, 20-0, right back on. Going straight to the bowl now. And that's kind of like how it goes when Nick Bosa signs a deal like that. So.
You know what picture comes to my mind is the one where it's that one game where Nick Bosa was on the ground. It was at not Candlestick. I wish it was at Levi's Mid Stadium, and Bosa was down, and the whole crowd was silent. And then he gets up and just kind of like starts nodding his head, and the crowd goes crazy. That's what it felt like. Like, we didn't hear from him. The crowd started to go quiet. We thought it was getting serious. And then it popped up and we went dumb. And it was so cathartic to have this moment like, okay, we didn't botch it. We're back. And week 1 looks like it's on because this dude is just forever in shape. Like, he is never, ever not working out. Like, it is in his DNA to just perpetually be in shape. And it's partially why I've said this a couple times on my shows. But it's why you feel good paying a player like this. Like, he's not going to go in the offseason and come back looking like a dump truck, and you got to figure out how to whittle him down to shape. It's like he's going to come back and be like, wow, I didn't think a human could look like that. Welcome back. And then he's like back in business exactly the way he was.
Well, I think you should make the meme, and I don't care if anybody notices this, you should still put it. The Nick Bosa scene from that Vikings game, and when he gets up and he signs, and there's that one guy wearing the Bosa jersey who's really skinny and old, and he's like, come on, Bosa, and he gets up and he's like, let's go, Bosa. That's 49ers fans. Like, that's literally that is literally us, and that's literally was us, like, getting off the mat and feeling that moment.
100%. So we're feeling good. Thank you to the front office, except for Parag, for doing what he should have done a month ago. So, I don't know. I got beef with Parag. We're not chilling right now.
Don't like how Leeds United is being run?
I don't give a fuck about Leeds, dude. Like,
there you go.
I need a Premier League team, by the way. So if anyone
don't pick the Wolverhampton Wanderers. Don't do that. Don't do that.
From a Wolverhampton fan, that's concerning.
From a Wolverhampton fan, very concerning. But Southampton feels like a Sourdeath Sam pick.
Okay, I like it. So, what should we look for in this game? Obviously, Nick Bosa. We're going to be excited to pay attention there. The offense, we're excited to see how that's operating. What are the sort of nooks and crannies that the fans should be paying attention to week 1, either to see who sparks or to see where the leaks might be coming in that we will have to patch?
I think the obvious answer is Colton McKivitz against TJ Watt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, you feel much better about the offensive line now than you did last year because you had 3 interior starters that you didn't really know much about or were just straight up rookies. Now, you pretty much kind of know what you're getting from the other 4. And now it's Colton McKivitz going against the most prolific pass rusher of his time at this point. And the only reason he didn't do more last year was because he was injured. And that's where he lines up. So for Colton McKivitz, welcome to the league, buddy. This is your first real test, and you are about to go against the best, man. But if I know Kyle Shanahan, if I know his play calling, he understands that as well, too. He's not going to put Colton McKivitz on an island, but there are going to be obvious passing situations where he's going to have to stand up. So, yeah, I think we're going to figure out about our right tackle pretty quickly.
Yes,
and who better than
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Andrew?
Yeah, Jason, you took mine from me, so I'll pivot. I'm very curious to see what the 49ers cornerbacks look like. Pittsburgh has some pretty good receivers, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Jason Aponte's guy, and Allen Robinson, obviously.
Allen Robinson, baby.
Well. But it's not necessarily the names are a concern because Travarius Ward is very good. And then after that, it's Ambry Thomas on the other side, which he gave some hope in the preseason. He had some good moments. If Thomas doesn't work out, then it's Womack. You don't know what he looks like. And then if you go to the nickel cornerback, it's Diamador Lenore and it's Isaiah Oliver. And there's the Niners secondary right there. There's the cornerbacks right there. And it's not necessarily that I don't have trust in that group. It's Travarius Ward and a bunch of guys who have a lot of things to prove. I know Isaiah Oliver's been in the leagues for a few years now. Jason Aponte's been big on pointing out the missed tackle percentage is going up for Isaiah Oliver. But then obviously what Niner fans saw in the preseason is a big concern. I was surprised, not for the kick return or the punt return, and I'm not saying Deshaun Jameson adds name value to this secondary or the cornerback group. It's at least it's an extra body. There's not much room to fall here, right? It's Ward, and then it's really who's going to step up and be that second guy. So I'm really interested what the cornerbacks look like because this is not an easy test. This is really not an easy test. This is going to be a hard game that the Niners are going to win by 17 because BOSA signed. Obviously, we already touched on that. But in terms of the cornerbacks, this is going to be a really interesting game.
I agree. Honestly, I mean, the TJ Watt answer is like, that's the most glaring one, obviously, because TJ Watt, I mean, it was only today was, if anything, a reminder of how prolific TJ Watt is, because the agent is holding him to the standard to say, this guy and Aaron Donald, we need more money than these motherfuckers. And the reason why is because they're pretty damn good. And so obviously when he doesn't have the most ferocious offensive lineman in front of him, there's going to be some leading concerns. I actually am kind of in Andrew's camp of being really curious if the levees are also going to break in the defensive back secondary, because I don't know. There are some good receivers on that team, and I think people are sleeping on that offense, frankly. I think last year was probably the only year in a long time that Mike Tomlin is going to have a team that was down bad. And
they didn't have a losing season somehow.
They're coming. And I think game one, even if they lose game one, I believe they'll probably be in the playoffs. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll go ahead and have that be my hot take. I could die on that sword. But I just think that they're ready to roll. Now I think on our end, I think if George Kittle is healthy, I think George Kittle could eat. Now we'll see if he's healthy, but I think he could do a number on the linebackers. What do you think?
Yeah, he can. That's an area of concern for them for sure, 100%. How much is he going to have to help Colton McKivitz on certain spots? I think that's going to dictate really. I think that's going to dictate really where this game goes. I think if Kyle is able to script quick pass plays and Brock is dealing, which I think Brock's going to be good in this game. I really do, man. I think that he's going to, I think while everybody's like, well, he hasn't played. Well, yeah, I mean, his last game was an MC Championship, but everybody gets to, do that. And Axel brings up a great point. The interior O-line is not like they're just chilling. Cam Hayward is a menace. So, like, you guys have got to figure out a way to get the ball out quickly, make sure that you're not allocating too many resources to one thing. It's going to depend. I'll tell you this. If I had George Kittle on my team and I had another option, I might be trying to pivot away from him in this game, just because I do feel like they're going to try to run the ball, control the clock a little bit more, and probably use him to chip block and help a little bit more on with Cole McKivitz and TJ Watt. So that's the luxury you have when you have someone that's that good, right? Like that's able to do that. That's why a lot of people get upset. Oh, George Kittle didn't do this for me in fantasy. Yeah, there's a team that uses him to all his strengths, and they need him for everything else as well, too. And I'm sure he doesn't care that he's not catching passes. Kittle can go crazy at any moment. I mean, I think you saw at the end of the season, I think he had, 7 touchdowns with Brock Purdy, which was like half of his whole total, like the entire season. So, yeah, look, the Steelers are ready to play. Mike Tomlin, that home opener crowd, they're going to be lit. But the 49ers have a chance to do something. If you're worried about the secondary, with pass rush, by just beating everybody at the line, if they're able to be there and get to the quarterback. Kenny Pickett, I think David Lombardi was the one who tweeted this. Kenny Pickett was 6th in DVOA when having 2.5 per seconds in the pocket to throw. Anything less than 2.5, he's at the bottom. I think that goes for almost all quarterbacks, that if you pressure them, you're going to get in their face. So that's it. I mean, and I feel much better because Nick Bosa's here. Me
too.
Yeah, Jason, you made a point too with I actually have numbers for Kittle with Purdy. Just fun small sample size numbers are always my favorite because they always get very extreme. In 76 career games before Brock Purdy, George Kittle's career touchdown percentage was 6.5. So 6.5% of his catches went for a touchdown. In 6 games with Brock Purdy, that percentage was 29.2.
Damn.
So more than a quarter of his catches under Brock Purdy were touchdowns. I don't necessarily think that holds. I think that's an extreme, but it's something that we've talked about is have the Niners had a real inside the red zone presence since Kendrick Bourne, right? Kendrick Bourne, we loved him. He was a big physical receiver. And now and we talked like, oh, Kittle has it, but like he's more of a run through tackler. It's not necessarily the most physical catching the ball. He's a very physical receiver. Please, like, don't quote that because I don't want to fight George Kittle. He'll beat me up. But just seeing that near 30% clip with Purdy obviously trusts him in situations where they're closer to the goal line. That's where a lot. I know there was one, the big touchdown against Seattle where he ran through a bunch of guys, tight-roped, all that stuff. I just don't think it's a coincidence that George Kittle, before Brock Purdy, had 2 career multi-touchdown games. Actually, I believe it was one or two multi-touchdown games in his career, and with Brock Purdy, he had 3. So there's something there. I don't think the 30% clip is going to stick, but there's something there. So can Kittle have a big game? Absolutely. He's my pick for he can have a big game really at any point. But I think unless on Sunday he gets confused by the Steelers uniforms looking oddly similar to the Iowa Hawkeyes and him getting confused by that. But I think on the flip side, that helps Brock Purdy because Brock Purdy, the Iowa State Cyclone, playing against the Iowa defense, probably looks pretty good. Other than that, I feel pretty good about Kittle where he's at going into Sunday if he's healthy.
Me too. And Jason made a great point. I mean, it all depends on how much help Colt McKivitz needs. So we shall see. Quick shout out to the comments. The vibes are currently immaculate.
I've got Josh drafting a killer team on Underdog.
Josh in the house. We got Luke in the house. It's a good vibe in here. We got Steph in the house. It's a good vibe.
The whole group chat. Javi's there. What the hell?
Whole group chat, baby. All right, we got one last one before we go into affirmations. And if you guys want to stay for affirmations, you can. If you want to get some sleep, I understand. I've never had anyone join me for affirmations, so if you want to, that'd be nice. Fantasy sleepers. You can be quick. We can just rattle them off. I'm curious. Who does Sprint Right option for the 11th hour drafters think are the players that are going to provide value who people might not think are winners?
Is that on the 49ers specific, or is that in
we're talking all NFL at this point.
Jerick McKinnon. Because I draft him every.
Yes,
I am
sir.
Listen. Let me give you my honest to God answer. If Mr. Sam was saying, "Hey, there's going to be a fantasy football advice segment," let me give you my honest answer.
So I'm done.
Hey, Jason, can you give me a name?
Jerick McKinnon.
I got Jerick McKinnon. Then Jason said Jerick McKinnon. I got Jerick McKinnon.
No, Jerick McKinnon is the guy that I'm taking at the end of every single draft. I mean, not just because of what he's done with the touchdowns at the end of the year, because obviously you can't bank on that sort of touchdown dependability. But I do think, man, I love Isaiah Pacheco, but the Chiefs are going to throw the ball a ton. And what you saw with Jerick McKinnon was no fluke. And honestly, man, if Travis Kelce's going to miss tomorrow, I'm going to put in a bet on Jerick McKinnon anytime touchdown, and I'm pretty much going to be very solid about that and feel good about that. He had 9 touchdowns down the stretch. He essentially won the Super Bowl. He could have ran that touchdown in. He slid at the 1. They're not playing around with Jerick McKinnon. What you saw was not just some guy who did it. Was just like, oh, look what happened. They legit want to get him involved because they love what he does with Patrick Mahomes in the pass game. I think that's somebody that's really good. If I could pick somebody from this game, actually, it would be somebody that I'm targeting at the end of my drafts as well, too, Jaylen Warren. And I know that it doesn't feel like too much of a sleeper now because the shine is so much on him at this point. And they're talking about, well, Jaylen Warren's going to steal from Najee Harris, and Najee Harris isn't. But Jaylen Warren is legit, man. And it's not that I think that he's just going to overtake it. But if you're at the end of your draft, you're essentially looking for guys whose roles are going to expand. Mm-hmm. And he may not need an injury for that to happen. It's not like you're drafting a handcuff. He does have a bit of standalone value in certain weeks in a pinch if you're in a bye week or you're in bye week hell or, you have a bunch of injuries. you might be able to walk away with 10 solid PPR points from him. So Jalen Warren is somebody from the Steelers that I've been targeting at the end of drafts, trying to get my hands on, because I do believe that he has a chance to expand his role, and he doesn't need an injury for it to happen.
Cook.
And I guess the real name I'll throw out there, because I'm not the fantasy guy. This is just me. I do my one fantasy draft a year. I didn't look at the rankings until I showed up, because my draft strategy is just text Jason as the draft's going on.
That's how
I don't know if this counts as a sleeper. Aaron Rodgers being QB 14 is asinine.
I think it counts.
And I'm just gonna throw it just because I was surprised that he was QB 14 on the list I had. I know people don't think of Aaron Rodgers as a sleeper, because to me, he is the most talented quarterback I have seen in my lifetime. Maybe not the most accomplished. Only has one Super Bowl. That was a decade and a half ago. Dare I say, counts as zero at this point, because we forget things so fast. Mm-hmm. But Aaron Rodgers, I have a hard time doubting him. Looking motivated, talking about Jokovic and unvaxxed goats, all that fun stuff. So he's having a good time out there in New York. So don't sleep on Aaron Rodgers.
It's funny you say that. I have a very strong memory of a fantasy league that I won handily, and it was the year Peyton Manning went to the Broncos.
Okay.
And Peyton motherfucking Manning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Was like QB 14 or something. He was QB down the fucking draft. Everyone, it was the has-been. Peyton Manning is the has-been draft. And I was like, this is fucking Peyton Manning. Are you serious? Like, and he wasn't even, I don't even think he was the first QB I took. Like, that's how far down he was. I was like, I'm going to take a flyer on Peyton Manning, because, like, who's, like, quick scrub McGrub over here? I'm getting Peyton Manning on the team as my backup QB. And the rest is history. And I feel like we're at a place right now with Aaron Rodgers where, like, I mean, who knows? Look, everything can go to shit. He could get grumpy. It could just fall in the flames. Mm-hmm. But I think Aaron Rodgers lives a lot of his life in his cerebral cortex. And he's in a good-ass mood right now, and he's feeling rejuvenated. And I feel like he's looking through a different set of lenses now that he probably hasn't looked through in a long time. And I think with the weapons he has around him and the ability that he has still to this day, I think you're absolutely right. And you better believe that in almost every single draft that I've had, I've kept tabs on where he's at. And I'm not ashamed to say that I have a lot of shares of Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers looks motivated.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers looks motivated, and I think a little bit of it, I mean, all right, look, there's obvious Hard Knocks bias, right? Anybody who's on Hard Knocks, you're going to sit there and say, oh my God, they're ready to go. It doesn't matter. It could be a fucking peewee team.
Well, the Lions are still getting a little bit of that this year.
True.
Yeah. So, like, he's going to Knick games. He's going to Taylor Swift concerts at MetLife. He's going here. He's going there. There's none of that shit to do in Wisconsin, right? Like, the New York rejuvenates people at times, right? And I do think he is motivated to kind of get it going. And the thing is like, okay, my thing is this. If you don't believe in Aaron Rodgers, then you shouldn't believe in Garrett Wilson. Mm-hmm. And who doesn't believe in Garrett Wilson this year? The kid won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, and everyone thinks that he's going to be a top 10, top 12 receiver. So if the guy throwing him the ball isn't good, then how's he going to be good? Well, let me take that back, because it's exactly what happened last year. But it is Aaron Rodgers. That's exactly what's going to happen. I think he's super motivated. I think he is too low. But for fantasy, and I hope Rich Madrid is watching, because I was helping him with his.
Me too.
It was between Aaron Rodgers and Daniel Jones. And I was like, man, I'll take Daniel Jones because I'll take the rushing legs. The running is really boo. It's the rushing floor that you get with Daniel Jones. But I do agree that everybody is kind of out on Aaron Rodgers a little bit too early.
I'll throw out one name, and honestly, like it's just one of those names that I'm curious to see, and I've got him as a backup in many of my leagues, and we will know tomorrow. Sam Laporta, Detroit Lions. I'm curious. One of these tight ends has to. I feel like we've lived so many years of there being an upper echelon of tight end and then just boo-boo underneath. I'm waiting for someone to bubble up. It could be Sam Laporta. He was turning heads at camp. We will see. But I think it's time for affirmations. Do you guys want to stay? Do you guys have some folks you want to cheer up?
I got affirmations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a good way to start. The legend himself, the SF Niners, Mr. Graham. Holy shit, what a goddamn vibe.
Brad, are we making you proud with the glasses?
Brad, I don't know if you just tuned I don't know if you just tuned in, but they shouted you the fuck out. Well, we both did. They did first though. They mentioned your glasses, and if you just tuned in, this is a tribute to you. This is why we did this. So we love you. You work your ass off, and we are grateful for everything you do. Okay, let's get okay. So first of all, let me throw this up. Beautiful. Okay. So normally I play the keyboard, and it will give me sounds to do affirmations, but I had to switch my audio. So while we were talking, I downloaded some stock spa music. Okay. So just let me play that. It's gonna have a watermark on it, so just ignore that. Let's see.
It makes me instantly worried about what the watermark is.
I know it's gonna be like Audio
Turn
Jungle.
tape over.
Audio Jungle.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I can even find it. It's funny, like whenever I'm stalling for time, I'm just like, how was your week?
Hey, I got a trivia question.
Yeah.
If we're killing time, because I've been Jason, I finally did the research on a question we've been asking.
Okay.
Since 2003, going back way back when, how many times have the 49ers had a quarterback start 100% of the games?
Artlist.io.
2013.
There it is. There's the watermark.
Just talk around it.
How many
2013,
times?
you said?
Since 2003.
Oh, since 2003.
So I'll give you a little bit of a lead into it.
Let's turn it down.
Jeff Garcia from 2000, 2001, and 2002 started all 16 games for the 49ers. Since 2003, how many 49er quarterbacks have played all 16 games? Started all 16 games.
2.
No. Little higher.
1.
Little higher.
3.
Little higher.
5.
4.
5. There we go. We got to 5.
Yes!
2006, Alex Smith. 2011, Alex Smith. 2013, Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
2014, Colin Kaepernick. And 2019,
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So this is my first affirmation. Brock Purdy elbow. Stay healthy, baby. You're going to do it. I believe in it. I believe in it. That surgery, it's going to hold it together so tight. It's just so tight. Yeah. Tighter than I was earlier today when Nick BOSA wasn't signed. Yeah. But I'm feeling good about the elbow. I'm feeling that the streak is going to end. I love that watermark. The streak is going to end. The Niners are going to have a quarterback play all 17 games. He isn't going to go play because not just the 17 games in the regular season are important, but those 3 in the playoffs, those are going to be important too. Yeah. Brock Purdy is going to play all 20 games the San Francisco 49ers play this year. That's Brock Purdy.
Jason.
My affirmation is to Brandon Ayuk.
Artlist.io.
You're valued. You're loved.
Yes.
Money doesn't define you.
Hell yeah.
I want you to get what you're worth, but you're home. And you'll always have a home here.
Hell
and we'll always love you here. There's no place for you to continue to grow than here. And I don't want you to use any sort of contract negotiations with anyone else to diminish your value and your light and put out your fire. I want you to know that you're valued, you're loved, we care about you, and we're here for you. So don't leave. Just stay.
Jake Moody.
Artlist.io.
Artlist.io. Jake Moody. Moody. I believe in you. I know we may have said some things in the past, specifically around the 99th pick. I almost actually tried to trade up trade back in my fantasy football draft to take Jake Moody 99
Music
to
licensing
continue the meme.
reimagined.
I believe in you.
Oh yeah.
You might not know it now. Jason Aponte believes in you.
He
We don't believe in
believes
you
in
at
you so
99, but in the uniform, in that red and gold, we, the internet, the world, the state of Michigan, we all believe in Jake Moody.
We do, and that's a really good affirmation because I was laughing so hard I was crying. It's a really good affirmation because kickers need love too.
Yeah.
They do.
Artlist.io.
And
they even hit it after the track.
and yeah, I think my affirmation goes to Brock Purdy. Where the fuck that music go? Why am I done with you yet? Oh my god, dude. Yeah, Brock Purdy, dude, you're legit. I think.
Artlist.io.
Like the way you played in those preseason games, it was like you never left, and I appreciate that because we just need some stability in our lives, dude. We are broken little critters, and we need some stability at that position. And we've quit
Music
on the dream
licensing
of you having to
reimagined.
be everything all at once. You don't have to have a 4.3 40 time. You don't have to have a rocket arm to throw something 80 yards. You need to just take a beating from Kyle well enough to execute his offense as efficiently as Kirk Cousins can. And I think you can, and that's what's crazy is you make it look like you're fucking cutting butter with a warm knife.
Artlist.io.
And it's really nice because we need that. So maybe this is the season that we as 49ers fans stop pretending like we need everything out of a quarterback and just accept that we need a quarterback who can be in perfect harmony with the system.
Music licensing reimagined.
And that's all I think we need from you, and it's more than I think you'll give us. I think you will give more than that. And we love you, and we're grateful. And thank you for your service.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Steve Wilkes, I know.
Oh yeah.
I know it's tough. I know it's tough replacing someone that is so beloved and has done so much good work. And you're stepping into a situation where the run defense didn't look so good in the preseason. I want you to know we believe in you. There's going to be ups and downs. There's trials, there's tribulations. It's the NFL season. You're going to get knocked down and you got to get back up. I believe in you getting Nick Bosa ready for Sunday. I believe in you getting this secondary whipped into shape and guys tackling. I believe in you to call the right blitzes at the right times. I just want to say, I think that you are important. You are valuable, and that you are going to do an amazing job because you're well qualified for the job and you deserve to be here. So,
hell yeah.
Block out all the noise. Don't worry about what happened in preseason with run defense. Stick to what you're doing and get back to what you're capable of doing, Steve Wilkes. No, it's tough replacing D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah.
But it's a great challenge, and I believe you're up to it. I do.
Yeah.
I got another.
Oh hell yeah! Let's keep it going.
I listen. We do a thing on the podcast. Say something positive about the 49ers when it gets negative. So we love the vibes.
Music
Kyle
licensing
Shanahan.
reimagined.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Kyle. I don't have much to say. You're my favorite head coach in the NFL. But when you get the ball into plus territory and the ball's at the 40-yard line and it's 4th and 2, don't call Moody. Just go for it. Just go for it. That's all. Just go for it. Pretty simple. Let's jump into 2023. Kyle Shanahan, I love you with all my heart. Just go for it.
Artlist.io.
Didn't you just give an affirmation to Moody?
No, I believe in Moody too. Listen, if it's 4th and 7 and the ball's at the 40-yard line, go kick it, Jake Moody. But 4th and 2.
Well, look.
4th and 2.
All right. If you're not feeling as confident about Jake Moody, maybe it's time for you to try a little bit more. But we do believe in.
We believe in Jake Moody.
We believe in Jake Moody. But
we also believe
Kyle
in going
Shanahan,
for it on purpose. Yeah.
Also, Kyle Shanahan, it wouldn't hurt to be a little bit more aggressive, just a little bit.
I hear that. And let it rip, baby. Let it rip. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we sign off for tonight?
Nah, man, thank you, man. This is incredible. First of all, as incredible as a friend as you are, this is incredible what you built, man. And keep going, bro. We're gonna keep supporting you, man. You're so creative. This is exactly what I would have expected from somebody like you, who's so creative and so talented, man. So I'm just proud of you, bro. I'm just proud that you're doing this, and I'm happy to help you in any way that I can.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
No, yeah, keep it up because you have been. I don't even want to say you're underrated at this point. You are one of the most well-known entities on 49ers Twitter, and to take it into what this has been. I mean, you have created, maybe I haven't looked up the statistics, the most popular AI bot, and it's only been around for like a week, man. Like,
and fuck anybody who's like, oh my god,
if you don't like Kyle Fight, boo those people, boo and hiss those people, because
I bet you hate carnivals and cotton candy and shit. Get out of here.
But no, man, to be invited to this is an honor. It's a blessing. I'm happy to be here. And I don't know if you caught it with me and Jason, but we could do this all night. So, to see what you've built has been pretty fun.
I'm begging you guys to come back because I only have like 6 people in my contacts, and then otherwise people are just stuck with me, which is, they don't want that.
Which is great.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a day for that. The other thing I thought about was like literally trying to just like stream a space, like go into spaces and stream that. But
no,
don't do that. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna get. That's how I'm gonna get banned from YouTube.
It sounds really good in theory. Dear God, those spaces, and and the reason that I'm so worried about it is because I've been in those spaces saying some crazy shit.
I don't think I'm allowed in those spaces anymore. I know. Half that group has me blocked, man, and I like them. Like, that's the thing.
How are you? You are like the most blocked person on 49ers Twitter, and you're like the most. You're like the nicest dude I've ever known.
And let's keep it a buck. Of Andrew and I, who should be blocked more? I should be blocked more. Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
I just want everybody to like me. Was I weird?
We
in
do.
The past?
They're just haters.
Absolutely. I was weird in the past, but listen, if you have me blocked, just unblock me. Listen, I know I disagreed with a guy that said that Sean Hill is a better quarterback than Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think I deserve to be blocked for that. CM Punk, I don't really like you right now. Unblock me, please. I got a list. I don't know how I've done it. Chrissy, please.
Chrissy.
Too soon? No?
I wish I was blocked.
Well, guys, you're welcome back anytime. I appreciate you guys tremendously. This was hella fun, dude. I laughed literally until I cried. That was a blast. Let me see if there's any comments to hop in on.
I think the license
this is a good note to end on. This is a great note to end on. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. LOL. I'll sign off on that. That feels good to me. Guys, thanks again. You're amazing. We'll be tapping in, I'm sure, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys in person sometime soon.
Home opener, baby.
Home opener. All right, guys. See you later.